It's for this spin.
Joe Nemechek loses it right at the start-finish line, backs her into the fence, bending up the right side of his race car.
Boy, and Mark Martin just did get by there, and he is injured, so he didn't want to get...
See what the replay shows us.
Riding with Mark Martin down into turn one, just in front. Kenny Wallace, watch him get in the back of Nadeau. Nadeau spins around. Now watch Mark Martin. Incredible. He misses. He goes very high on the racetrack.
Watch this.
Oh, Mark Martin got hit from behind by Kenny Irwin Jr.
Well, he dodged the first two crashes, couldn't dodge that one.
Watch it again here.
Oh,
there's the reason.
Rich Bickle.
Bickle got sideways. Martin checked up, and that's when Irwin tagged him. Not Kenny's fault, really. And look at guys going through the Tulies. See what Dave Blaney saw.
Watch Ernie Irvin here. He just makes a hard left that goes right by.
Steve Martin spins. Now, all the leaders, but let's see what happens. 26 is Benson on the outside. Three wide. Ward Burton was in the middle of that sandwich.
Kenny Wallace made contact with Benson as they started into that action there.
Looked like Skinner got a piece of it as well.
Yep, Jeffrey Bodine spun. And obviously we've documented Schrader, who...
On the outside of Jeff Gordon, you see Jeff Gordon right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Right there, there's contact between he and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it might have been Craven, but I don't think it was. I think it was Gordon and Rusty.
And it don't take much there. Getting into the corner, the car is very light in the back. And just when they made contact, you can see Jeff all the way on the flat part of the racetrack, trying to avoid. Now watch where he picks right there.
Yeah, sure does. Sure does.
Just not enough room.
Gordon and Rusty. That view right there showed it all. Let's watch it. Blaney's third in line.
Oh, got a little help there.
Yes, he did. Got a hit from Rich Bickle in the caboose, and that sent Blaney shortening it up.
Okay, Bobby Labonte on the bottom part of the racetrack. Chad Little on the outside there. The back just flies out from under him.
You saw Earnhardt begin to fishtail two to the outside of Sterling. Watch it again. Car breaks loose. Earnhardt turns it hard to avoid. Look at Bobby Hamilton. Look at, Rick Mast. A lot of guys doing great. That's why you're happy when you're on the racetrack with the best drivers in the world.
23, Jimmy Spencer on the inside of Kenny Irwin. They make contact right there. Kenny Irwin hard in to the wall there on the driver's side. You never want to see that happen. And as he gets stopped, fire erupts under the left front corner.
Turn 3, here's Buddy Baker.
Okay, just up here, right in this area, is the leader. Ward Burton as he heads down in the corner. We're looking out of Dale Jarrett's car. He goes up, makes contact right there with the wall, hard into the outside wall. I would say he had a problem as he entered the corner.
SDP Pit Roundup, and let's start with Steve Burns.
Ken Ward Burton has just climbed out of the race.
Okay, Tony Stewart, right there is Tony Stewart. He and the 43 right there of John Andretti go down into turn one together. They make slight contact. You see Tony Stewart in the grass and back out into the 43. And when you touch there, you cannot save it.
Hard into the wall, driver's side. Hope he's okay.
Tony Stewart tried every way in the world to miss him. He ran out in the grass. Jerry Nadeau in the 9 right there. As they approach turn 3, Nadeau on the inside. Right there, they make a little contact, and around goes Bill Elliott hard into the outside wall. Everybody else gets by on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Thank goodness it wasn't flush against the wall. The rear end
Huck Strickland there.
From on board Nadeau in the number 9 car.
Okay, this is across the short chute as they go down through there. That's Bill Elliott on the outside. As they go down into turn 3, you'll see Nadeau coming up. Right there, he makes contact, and around goes Bill Elliott.
Didn't take much, but it sure sent Elliott into the wall hard.
Nadeau drove for Elliott just for 9. Down the long straightaway going to turn 1.
The end of the crash. There's the contact with the wall in turn number 2 on the driver. side.
Very hard contact. Another shot from our turn 2 camera. And when you see a spring rolling across the racetrack, you know that car hit awfully hard.
Lap number 72, a right front tire on Kyle Petty's car goes down. And we have Sterling Marlin off course in turn 1, between turn 1 and 2. If he can stay out of that sand trap, the gravel will be okay.
Down there, back. Let's see if you can see what happened. And looks like, unless he got capped from behind, which is hard to tell, it looks like it just got out from under him.
Like he may have dropped that right front. We had an incident in the inner loop. Johnny Benson came through there, didn't get hit by Wally Dollenbach, who was right behind him, but did loop it around.
Yes, he did. It looked like his left tires hit the curbing down there on the inside, just up. Yes, it did. You see, the 31 car, the blue and yellow one of Skinner, gets in there, and he has to go up the track a little bit. Earnhardt had a run going in there, and so he bumps him, and then Earnhardt gets bumped by John Andretti back behind there because he couldn't get stopped.
And from another angle,
there's Skinner going around in the 31 car. Earnhardt thought he was going to get by, but he didn't because he got bumped with the 43 car. And Ricky Rudd did a masterful job of getting through. We'll take a look at it from his car. Here's what he is seeing. He sees all that happening in front of him. He says, oh, I'm going to go low. No. I need to go back up the middle of the track. Now here comes Earnhardt and go back to the other side. Hey, great job.
Very good job. Hey, watch the upper part of your screen. There's Ernie jumping the curb, getting sideways.
Is that yellow car? Is that Johnny Benson again that avoided this one, maybe?
I believe that was Rich Bickle, who was right behind Ernie.
So he got slowed. He's coming in on some cars. There's Joe Nemechek in front, but nobody close to Jeff back there. And he gets away from that back end, spins around all the way around at almost a 360, but not quite. The right front gets into the styrofoam, but he drives away from there. Didn't look like a great deal of damage to his X-side Ford. I think he'll be able to continue. Got tapped from behind. You understand it was a 97 car, and around he goes out into the sand, and there's not.
Spin again. This is in turn number 10, exiting turn number 10, running by himself.
All by himself. He makes a 360 there. Let's see if he gets her straightened back out. Yeah, hey, that's good. He only lost one position. Rusty Wallace got by him, so he's still in 6th place. Well, let's see. Mark Martin looks like he's trying to get on the inside of Spencer, or either Spencer trying to get by. Yeah, Mark was trying to get by, and I don't know if they touched or not. It was hard to tell. They were very, very close. It was going into turn 1, but Spencer does a great job. Looks like he's going to get into those styrofoam bars there, but he made it.
And from the Jimmy Dean Sausage on board camera being carried by Kyle Petty this afternoon. There is the incident.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact made, but Mark was trying to go by on the inside and had slowed down. Bill Elliott got by both of them on that start. Now we're watching Bill's car. Yeah, there you see the impact as Jimmy came down and Mark had to slow down.
Caution, here he is. Oh, had a hard contact with the wall coming up through the S's on both sides of the racetrack. Now watch him go over here.
Yeah, he hit hard on that left side, much harder than he did on the right side. Of course, the car had slowed down considerably before he got to the other side.
That was DJ. Tell him thought he had a little more room than that. Here's Ward getting there, and the car just got loose on him down underneath there. And that was one of the things they were complaining about yesterday when they got underneath another car going into the turn. Of course, they were already into turn 3 pretty good when that happened, but it takes the air off the spoiler, and around he went.
And I think you mentioned it earlier, Benny. Almost all the crashes that we saw in the Busch practice yesterday morning or Friday morning in which Ernie Irvin was injured, they do a half spin and hit on the driver's side.
Exactly. They just half spin. Now watch the car go around. It goes up the hill, does a half spin, and backs it on. Now, if you could just keep going and go around and hit the nose, it would be one thing, but they always slam on that left side. Jerry Punch.
And guys, we got to remember, when the race began, Ward Burton complained about the car being very, very tight, meaning it wouldn't turn coming off the corner. Now, in that last pit stop just a moment ago, with the only pit stop of the day, they made a significant adjustment to the air pressure and the wedge to free the car.
What happened to Robert Presley at the top right side of your frame? There's Robert impacting the wall.
It was coming off turn 4. Wasn't too far behind the leaders. And shoots back down in between some traffic.
Wow.
Down the grass area.
Only one car involved. Let's check Bill Elliott's McDonald's onboard and see if we have any idea what might have happened. All happens in front of him, we can't tell.
But he comes down between Joe Nemechek and Bill Elliott. Looked like he may have been running.
Kevin Page looks like gets bumped by someone. He spins around. Then Ernie Irvin gets hit by Ricky Rudd when he backs off the gas. Those two cars go, and now we see all the other cars. Ooh, was that Rusty Wallace? Yes, it just barely got missed. I keep saying Ernie Irvin. It's Dick Trickle in the M&M's car.
I was going to correct you. Now from Ricky Rudd's onboard camera, looking back.
He didn't get hit from behind. I thought someone ran the back of Ricky Rudd, but he did not get hit from behind.
And they're coming off corner number 4.
You see the yellow car, the orange car of Tony Stewart get all the way down on the flat. And when he comes back up, there's Jeff Burton. He clips him just enough to get him out of control. Now, certainly Tony had a run and the speed to get down there, but you get those cars, all 4 wheels down on the flat part of the racetrack, you're going to have a tough time controlling that race car.
And one reason that Jeff Burton spun, because when Tony came back up in front of him so abruptly, he backed off the gas. Mm-hmm. And these cars with the locker gears, with more stagger in the rear, when you back off that gas, it will jerk the car sideways.
Down to John Kernan.
Tony Stewart told his crew chief Greg Zipadelli that Burton more or less, as he got the run, that Burton came down and forced him to go down on the flat of the racetrack. He did not do that by design, do that on purpose. And I don't think I can't see it from this side.
To the right side of the car.
That's the 77 car, Robert Preston. That's Kenny Schrader that's trying to go by on the inside, and right there we see the contact. And wow, hard contact in the wall by Preston. Coming off turn 2, we see DJ there. Just comes off the corner. He was trying to get underneath the 5 car and nail the gas and got it out of control. We start that hospital wobble and back and forth, and now he goes back across the racetrack. I was hoping he wouldn't do that, but here comes Elliott. Bam! Right in the side of that, we see Jeremy, Bobby Hamilton, Elliott Sadler, and John Andretti, and also the 58 car. On board with DJ. Bill Elliott, let's ride on board. McDonald's on board.
He's hoping he'll stay up there, but he did. He comes right out in front of Bill Elliott. Bill had no.
Why he is in the penalty box.
Coming off at turn 4. DJ had tried to move down to the inside and get out of the way. He knew they were coming. There he is up on the outside. And I don't know, that left front tire was flat when we saw him there a moment ago pulling away. Now, I don't know if that was as a result of locking the wheels up probably and wearing through.
Is why we're under the caution.
Well, you see, it's a lot of traffic there. David Green in the 41 car ran in on it and had to jam the brakes on it, looked like, Benny, and lost control of it.
Exactly right. He was running the back of the 97 car, jam on the brakes, and when he did hit the brakes extremely hard, he lost control of the Kodiak Chevrolet and backed her in the fence. Once again, there we see the 31, the 16, and the 97 all jammed up in front of David Green, and bam, in the wall he goes. Sure enough, there we see Kyle Petty, Hut Strickland, and Johnny Benson. There we see Kyle and Hut making contact, and there Hut just barely touches Johnny Benson as he goes by. The camera follows Hut Strickland because he's crashing, but meanwhile, Johnny Benson is crashing down in turn 1.
Slid all the way down the front stretch and crashed down in turn 1.
And then Dave Marcus apparently slowed down, probably got hit from behind, and he spun out.
There's Dave Marcus as the NASCAR officials signal to the pit crews that the caution is out once again. This is Wally Dallenbach's on board. Close call. He almost hit Strickland and also almost had contact with David Green. There is Johnny Benson.
Jeremy Mayfield. The Mobile 1 car goes up. He gets tagged by Chad Little, goes up and just about backs it in the fence. But he comes off the racetrack, and I think the 25 runs into him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. You can see he tries to get slowed down, the 25 of Wally Dallenbach, but the leaders were coming right up on this.
Yep.
Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart got by Gordon in that little exchange.
Mark Martin, into second position. Now from Wally Dallenbach.
And there you see the contact between Chad Little and the John Deere, the green car, and Jeremy Mayfield. And they meet nose to nose right there. What a terrible place to meet.
Happened early on. There's Tony Stewart out of the groove.
Tony Stewart, I think, might have had a flat tire. He goes to the corner. He loses position as Kenny Wallace goes by. Mark Martin goes by. And when that kind of slowed the field down, got them side by side and back. And when that happens, that's disaster. Watch this when they go down in the corner. Bobby Labonte is there. You ever see Kenny Irwin, the 28 car, and the 36 car of Jerry Nadeau make contact, and there we see the 22 car of Ward Burton going to crash.
From the Pennzoil copter cam, there's the contact that sends Irwin sideways, and then the chain reaction.
Mike Skinner, we see the Lowe's car also involved.
Ward Burton was on the lead lap and was involved, as Steve Park was also involved. Rusty Wallace got through. We'll ride with him with his onboard camera.
I think he might have got bumped just a little bit, but not too hard. We'll see when he gets in there. Yep. Hit the 31 car, Mike Skinner.
3 and 4.
Well, if you watched the 12 car, Jeremy Mayfield was sitting against the inside retaining wall. NASCAR threw the caution flag. When they did that, Terry Labonte backed off to the caution, and Darrell Walker just touched it in the back bumper and spun the Kellogg's Chevrolet around.
Oh, man.
Now here is Jeremy Mayfield's wreck from Wally Dallenbach's perspective. So there is Mayfield, and you saw Labonte pass, and then there's the replay.
There we see the contact between the 3 and the 5. Terry Labonte stands on the gas, and all these cars getting the smoke. There's Ricky Rudd crashing into him. There's Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin. There we see the contact.
Yeah, that's too bad.
What happened?
Oh! Ned, I believe that right front tire that he slid going in turn 3 let go as he came off turn 2.
And
watch out how quickly it veers to the right.
Yes, it just shot right up into the wall.
But look at Dale Jarrett, the points leader, is right in the middle of things, and I believe he got through unscathed, but some great driving there by him and the drivers behind him.
He might have made a little bit of contact with Bill Elliott and maybe a little bit of sign contact with the 40 car.
John Kernan, how about it?
Well, I can see it back here from Dale Jarrett's pit.
Up at the top of your screen, you see the car coming off of turn 4.
And, wow, heavy contact with that inside retaining wall.
And he comes back up sort of to the middle of the racetrack, and you see the leaders coming up through there. And Ricky Rudd looks like might have got back in front of Jeremy Mayfield there and got back on the lead lap.
And Darrell Waltrip also racing, trying to get a lap back. There we see the 9 car, Steve Grissom, going down, smacking the wall. With the left side is Kenny Schrader goes by, but the racetrack is almost completely blocked here. There we see the 26 car drive on the apron. Watch Dale Jarrett right on the bottom of the racetrack, almost stop and weave his way through.
Terry Labonte did the same thing. Very heads-up driving for those guys.
Ever see the... Oh, I see the 21 car gets in the back of the 9 car. Elliott Sadler runs in the back of Steve Grissom and turned him sideways going down in turn 1.
And there's the big pileup. Jeffrey Bodine also involved in that, up against the wall. John Andretti hitting the brakes, but look at Jarrett and Labonte squeezing through. On board with DJ.
Yeah, I mentioned that he had passed Kenny Wallace on the backstretch going down. Then he sees the smoke. Then he starts slowing down. I think we're going to see the 55 come back by. Yes, sideways.
He was right behind Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And right there you saw it as he went into the turn and just shot him right up into the wall.
And already we see Dale Jarrett has dodged one bullet tonight, Ned. He was right behind Cherry Labonte as the caution flag gives out. Watch that right front tire. Watch his car go straight. Bam.
Yeah, that's when you're down on the bottom of the racetrack and that right front.
Here it is.
I don't want that deal. It like Darrell got down in the corner, the brakes didn't work or something, because he just gets in the side of Kyle and pushed them both up towards the outside wall. And I don't believe, there we see him, I don't believe either one of them made any contact with the wall, but they certainly flat spotted some tires, and Darrell has damage to the right front fender anyway.
Arlington last week, he had moved up to 20th position in the point standings, hit it pretty hard.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and the leaders are in the pit.
Never see Ward coming off the corner. All of a sudden it just goes around. The back end just comes around.
And there comes Tony Stewart, the leader, and Jeff Gordon, who run him second. They hit all that smoke, and Tony Stewart looks like that he's headed right into him, but he comes to the low side. I'm sure his spotter told him to go.
Between the 32 and the 01, there is the 01 of Hornaday sideways.
And the car, Hornaday just nails the gas, goes up, does not hit the, well, no, he did not hit the wall, and there we see Mike Wallace go by along with Brett Bodine.
See Earnhardt in the 8 car down on the low side, makes contact with the 23, didn't take much, and around he goes into the wall hard.
And from another angle,
Earnhardt Jr. goes in the corner, and for some reason, I mean, it looked like maybe the car got a little bit loose, or he's trying to save the car. I mean, you look at the thing, you say he just went up and hit the 23, but I don't believe he did that. I think that something happened.